Hi Capricorn, welcome to your weekly forecast for February 3rd through the 9th. We're going to connect here and see what is going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to use this beautiful deck for the weekly messages, and then we're going to pull a love message for you from this deck here. I typically do the love stuff separate, but it's February, so I figured why not pull a love message. And as always, the February love readings will be up in a couple of days. But let's see what's happening in the week ahead for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising. What is going on for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, and Rising in all areas of life, career, finances, family, friendships, all that good stuff. What's going on for Capricorn in the week ahead? Alrighty, my darlings, here is your Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, so Monday, Tuesday, we have, it says courage, but this is card number 11, Cappies. So this is going to be what we know as the Justice card, okay? Now, courage makes sense because the Justice card is about decisions, fairness, a balance, and it can also be about setting boundaries, right? And these are all things that are going to require, of course, courage. Now, the symbolism in this card indicates that something here might be causing you to overcome a fear. You're overcoming a fear to make a decision or to make a choice. The feeling that I'm getting, Capricorn, for a lot of you is that you are speaking up about a situation that has been unfair, right? A lot of you have been like, well, you know what? I don't want to complain. I don't want to seem like I'm acting like I'm ungrateful, or I don't want to seem like I'm being weak, or, you know, that I think I'm a victim or something. And you've been approaching a situation by jumping through hoops to prove yourself. You're like, you know what? I'm going to let time pass. I'm going to let time do its thing. You know, they're going to eventually see that I'm an amazing employee and I'm going to work my way to the top, or this person or this situation, this family member, this friend, they're going to realize that they're being messed up to me, or this relationship, they'll realize that I'm really great relationship material and they'll step it up, or whatever it might be. You know, you've just been taking the approach of, I'm going to let my actions speak for themselves. Okay, like I'm gonna let what I'm putting forward, you know, do the talking for me. But I'm getting a vibe or a feeling, Capricorn, where in the early part of the week you're feeling like, you know what, I have done everything I can do about this situation, and I don't know if this person is turning a blind eye and not wanting to see it, or if there's like politics at play here, or what's going on. But just so that I can, you know, have clarity, and just so that I can, you know, feel a sense of closure before I go making any big decisions, I'm going to talk to this person about it. So you may be, you know, asking to speak with an employer, and you may be talking about things that have been happening in the workplace. Like maybe, you know, here's all the things that I've done, and yet I've been overlooked for promotions, or I've been overlooked for raises, or, you know, I haven't been given a chance to, you know, work on new projects, and, you know, or maybe there's something unethical happening within the dynamic of the workplace that you're speaking up about. For other ones of you, it can be an energy of like in a relationship, right? Like where you're giving a lot, but they're not stepping up, or you've been together a while and it's not clear where things are going, or in a family dynamic, there could be something happening where you feel as though you've been treated unfairly. And so you are maybe speaking up about that. Now, I do want to say this, dear Capricorn. I do feel for a lot of you that this is something that I keep hearing closure. I keep hearing closure. So I feel that whatever happens after this conversation, you're probably going to make a decision to go in a new direction, right? I almost feel like this is a time for you to speak up, take back your power, and then make the decision that is best for you. you know, do the things that are bringing you more happiness. But I also feel that it's going to be a breaking of a cycle for you, in that you're not leaving with old energy, like you're not leaving with resentment. And that's what happens a lot of the times, right? Like, we'll hate a job and we'll feel like we're not being appreciated, and we'll hurry up and we'll find something else. And then we go to the next place and it's the same old garbage all over again. Some of you, I feel like you've been looking for a job for like the longest time, or you've been looking for a living arrangement or something for the longest time because you haven't been happy with the environment. And it hasn't been happening. Like, the job offers haven't been coming in, or the living arrangement hasn't been improving, simply because there's a life lesson here where you were being asked to have the conversation, to speak your truth, to do it in a fair, calm, and logical way, so that you can speak your piece and, you know, figure out any misunderstandings. And then you can go your own way, because you can go your own way without the resentment, without the bitterness or the heavy feelings. And when that happens, when you're able to clear that stuff out of the way, then you're going into a higher vibrational situation. You're going into something that's better suited for you, okay? And you're not going to repeat the same cycle. So I'm feeling a sense or a feeling of like a breaking of a cycle with this, like closure, getting closure in some way. All right, so let's go ahead and check out your Wednesday, Thursday. So for Wednesday, Thursday, my darlings, we have Three of Swords. So my intuition said, I feel like after you guys have this conversation or approach this situation, you are making a decision to move on, because Three of Swords for me is a card of a truth being revealed. And it may be an unpleasant truth in that it wasn't what you were wanting to hear. But I've always said this in other readings. When I see Three of Swords, for me, this is the card that says Spirit is revealing to you, making very clear to you the path that is not for you, or the person that is not for you, so that you can focus the attention on where you want to go. Capricorn, I'm going to say this flat out, and I have gotten some negativity and I've gotten some, you know, angry comments over the past couple of weeks from certain Capricorns. But it is what it is, guys. So what I feel like this is what's happening. I know a lot of Capricorns have felt stuck for a really, really, really long time. I know Capricorns have gone through a rough cycle. You know, I know a lot of Capricorns. I've seen it. You know, I'm a Scorpio. Scorpios went through a really rough cycle for like a good 10, 12 years, you know, up until about 2 years ago. So believe me, like I'm sympathetic to that. But for a lot of the, I'm going to sneeze. All right. Ooh, I'm back. So this, a lot of the Capricorns where you have felt stuck, where you've been like, I'm trying and trying and trying, and yet I keep spinning my wheels and spinning my wheels. This is the week that shift is happening, for the break to be broken, like for the block to be broken, to be removed, okay? The stagnant energy to get moving. And so what a lot of this is, Spirit is helping you to set your focus in a different direction, because the area in which you were looking in was not the path meant for you. So Spirit is trying to show you or direct you to the better thing, okay? That's what I feel like is happening here. And I know Three of Swords is a card that scares a lot of people, because they're like, oh, wow, you know, there's some kind of a loss or some kind of a, you know, a sad situation. But I've always said this, anytime I've pulled a Three of Swords for myself, or anytime I've pulled it for any of my clients who I've read for over the years, that I really, I know them well. I've been with them for years, and I've seen, you know, all of their ups and downs. Anytime I've pulled Three of Swords, whatever's coming up, it's gonna sting, but it's quick. Like, it might be a sharp sting, but you're over it quickly. It's not something that you're going to carry for like, you know, months and months and weeks and years and years. I always say it's like a little kid running on the playground. They fall, they hurt their knee, they're screaming and crying like the end of the world. You give them an ice pack, you give them a second, and they're off, you know, in a minute or two, just running around like nothing happened. They're like a dinosaur or a superhero or whatever, you know, just they're off, you know, in imagination land again. So whatever's happening, it's happening to kind of redirect you, right? And then you know where to be cautious. You know what to avoid, or what situation to avoid, or who not to give your energy to, or your loyalty to. Okay, your Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is 9 of Pentacles. So I told you guys, and this is confirmation for you right here, that what is happening here is happening here for your benefit. And what there's a lot of layers to this that I'm going to have to kind of discuss here. I do feel whatever this situation is for a lot of you is going to have to do with work, simply because it does have to do with, you know, to have the Pentacles come up, and Pentacles a lot of the times are finances, and it is money. Okay, so, and this is what's happening, my dears. 9 of Pentacles is a self-employment card. Okay, it's one of my self-employment cards. So when I see 9 of Pentacles, it tells me that you are beginning to come into your abundance, into your flow. The energy is shifting to where money can flow to you. That is one of the things people have to master in order to be able to be self-employed. They have to kind of master their relationship with money and finances and anxiety. And so that's one of the messages with 9 of Coins. We don't see it so much here in this card, but like in the traditional Rider-Waite cards, we usually see a lady and there's a bird perched on her finger. That's symbolic that she overcame her anxiety. That worried mind that would come in and like distract you from being able to focus. So many of you may pick up an old project, an old creative project, an old business that you're reviving, and you're putting it out there again. And this time it's going to be successful because the block has been removed. You're focusing your attention on this thing. You're overcoming your anxieties and your fears, and you're like, this is it. This is where I need to invest my time and my energy and my efforts, and it's going to prove to be successful for you. Okay, it's something that is going to prove to be successful for you. Now, if your focus is more in love and romance, 9 of Pentacles can mean there is a certain secret admirer. There is somebody who's watching you, who is very kind of, just, you know, gaga over you, and they're trying to figure out the best way to approach you. That could be happening for some of you as well. I would encourage you to watch your moon sign and rising sign videos and see what's coming in there, and then that way you can piece it together for your personal energy. If you can't get a private reading right now, if you would like a private reading, stick around. In just a second, I'm going to tell you about a sale I am having. But let's see what your love message is here. And the love message for the week, Capricorns, is... Dun, dun, dun. Come on. It is... I love this card. So, again, I encourage you to take a look at it and see what's jumping out at you. And, you know, what the symbolism means to you, and intuitively connect in that way. For me, with like the rain and the lightning, it's like behind this person, right? And again, we talked about overcoming fears. So you're feeling more brave, you're feeling more courageous, and you're going on this quest. You're going on this quest to, like, you know, conquer these adventures. And perhaps maybe in that process, you are finding love, right? Maybe you're not necessarily looking for it, because see, it's like he's not looking straight at it, but it's in his hand. He has it. He's holding it. It belongs to him. You know, but he's also doing this other stuff. So maybe love isn't like your main focus. And so as you're going on this quest, love is going to be like a little cherry on top of the sundae. But that's like the feeling or the vibe that I'm getting. Let's see what the message is on the back. It says, the warrior. You will have to deal quickly and decisively with challenging people and situations. Wow, we were talking about that. What confirmation? Force yourself to, it says, true love requires bravery. Without it, love is slavery. Fulfill your needs, speak honestly, direct and forceful you must be. Challenge life with open arms. Fear not losing love's sweet charms. So remember how I talked about you were coming into this new relationship with money, right? And your new focus. So you're coming out of that slavery, that fear, that anxiety, that holding on, to have the courage, overcoming the anxiety, and going into like this abundance. Oh, I knocked over the cards. So this is kind of saying the same thing, but I feel like as you're going through this in your career, it's also affecting the love life energy. A lot of the times these two things can go hand in hand. Like sometimes when you're really blocked in finances, you can also be blocked in love. It can, and they can get unblocked at the same time. So I feel like as you're going on this quest, this financial quest, or this, kind of taking control of what you want to be doing, you are, like I said, finding love in the process. Maybe it's just the, you feel like, oh, I could take it or I could leave it, but surprise, you're stumbling upon it fairly soon. Alrighty, my darlings. So again, if you would like a private reading, you can click on the Calendly link to schedule there. A lot of people have been asking me to have a sale on my recorded video readings. So that's what I am doing now. And so what you can do is, they're almost half off for the 60-minute readings. I'm celebrating 88,000 subscribers. Thank you so much, guys. I can't believe it. This time last year, I was barely at 20K, and I was blown away then. To have 68,000 people come in like a year, I'm overwhelmed, and I am grateful for every single one of you. So instead of $150 for the 60-minute videos, they're $88. I realize that still may be steep for some people. I do have other video readings. I do have other options that are less expensive. So do go to Calendly and see the different options there if you would like a private reading. And if you just want more free readings or more free stuff, you like the weekly but you would like something daily, please, please, please follow and like Amethyst Angellight on Instagram and Facebook. Every single morning I post a message for the day, a card with a message for the day, and then I post a pick a card little game. So you would just pick the card that you are feeling drawn to, and you swipe on Instagram, and you'll see the reveal of which card you picked, and there'll be a message there. It's like whatever message your energy drew you to. It's kind of fun, and people have been saying it's been very helpful. So feel free to take part in that on Instagram and Facebook. I thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Don't forget to watch your channeled messages. Click the link in the description of the video. Love messages for February will be out in a couple of days, so keep an eye out for that. And I'm wishing you a fabulous week, my dears.